creations, welcome back to my craft room. Okay, so I thought we would do a little window cling craft today. We're going to use a Dollar Tree window cling, Dollar Tree frame, but Hobby Lobby paper, of course, right? Do you know, I lost my favorite pair of, I always am losing things in here, but I had a favorite pair of tweezers and I lost them. And it's one of those things, you know, it's like where I keep looking and I probably put them in like my paintbrushes or I don't know, but anyway. How is everybody doing today? Today is a great day here in Florida. It is beautiful out. It is, I think it's in the 80s, like 80, 82. And it's really not even that sunny. The sun's kind of coming and going in and out of the beautiful clouds because it's white, puffy clouds. We're taking the frame apart and we're trying to get to the back piece here so we can cover it in our paper, scrapbooking paper. Okay, so this one is interesting. It comes with a what do you call this? Not a border. Ouch, just hit my thumb. I don't know what you call that. I can't remember right now. You know what it is though. We're going to put that aside because I'm going to use that. But we're going to just zhuzh it up a little bit. Alright, so then we are left with this really flimsy back. That's it. That's our back. That is our backing. That's it. Okay, so we're going to cover that backing in our... because I don't think this picture comes off. So we're going to cover that. It's really just almost cardstock. We're just going to cover that with our Hobby Lobby scrapbooking paper. And I'm just going to use one of these Elmer's glue. Because it's paper and not even cardboard, I'm just going to use the purple Elmer's glue glue stick to put our paper on. Make sure I get my edges good, especially at the bottom. And I really don't think this is going to fit all the way, so because this is two different size paper, so as long as we get it in the middle, we'll be good to go. Because we are going to use that frame, that white, what do you call that? You know, it's not, I know what it's called. You go and you get it framed. A mat. It's a mat. Okay. So we're going to use that mat, but we're going to zhuzh it up. So there's our paper and there's the overhang. So we're just going to cut that off real quick. And hopefully not cut the backing because it's really just a piece of cardstock. Usually Dollar Tree puts a little bit thicker cardboard in here. Alright, so there's our paper and we'll put that with our frame for a minute. And we are going to zhuzh up this piece very carefully because, whoops, because it is, I'm going to take the glass out of here too for a minute and put these, oh, there's the rest of our backing. I'm going to put these pieces behind me for a minute. Try not to cut myself with that frame. Because this we're going to paint with some white Waverly chalk paint. And this we're going to give a little antiquing with some antique Waverly wax. And very lightly because it's paper. It's really just paper. See it? It's paper. Okay, and it's got the two-way foam tape on there. But before we paint our frame, I have to give it a little sanding because I think it's a plastic that's on here and it doesn't like to take the paint too well. Even the chalk paint kind of bubbles on it, so I am going to rough it up just a little bit, and then we will be right back. I will do this off camera just to save time, and I will be right back. Okay, now, can you see what I'm doing here? Put this drink out of the way. So this is all sanded, and I was going to start painting it white because I wanted to stress it with the black showing underneath. But I really love this color malachite, and I want to put a little bit of this on the frame underneath the white. And what I'm going to do is sand it down, and I want a mixture of this malachite and white on my frame. So I'm just going to grab a brush so that we can put just a little bit of this green. You can use any green. I'm going to do like some corners and then down there and like just wherever, you know, just lightly splurt it on so that when I sand this, I will have a little of that color also. Hope that makes sense. Really, that's what I'm doing to it. I do want to make sure that I go around the corners here too so that we are consistent. And also we want to get a little bit of the inside edges as well. There we go. Pretty good. Smooth it out in some places. So that's it. That's what I have. Really messy. And you know what I wanted to do? Let me cover that. I really want to make sure all my pegs that hold the backing in on my frame are down, facing down, because that'll kind of make it easier for me to, like this one is not down, that will make it easier for me to paint it. It's kind of like a little stand, if you will. Okay, so that's going to make it stand up just a little. And I'm not waiting for, I'll give this, I'm not even going to wait for the green paint to dry. I'm going to go right in with my white chalk paint. Oh. Go right in with the white and grab a good paintbrush here. We're just gonna go, I don't want to get paint on my border there. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go right down both sides over, and I'm blending in that green. It's kind of what I want here. It's the, I'm gonna dry this and then we'll go around and put more white. I'm gonna do layers. So we're gonna have some black showing, some green showing, and some white. I mean, an old distressed green frame. And I already love the effect I'm getting here, but we're gonna do this. That's why I like it wet. Can you see what I have going on? Let me see, let me do this side. Because when it's wet, it kind of blends and it gives you this really cool technique. That's what I have so far. Let me give this a quick dry, and then I'm going to come back and give it some more white, and then we're going to sand it and distress it. So I'm going to distress this with some Elmer's glue. I'm going to just pour this right on my frame, and then I'm going to just take a clean paintbrush and spread it out. And this is going to distress the next coat that we do. Our next layer is going to be crackled. This will make it all crackle when it's dry. So we're just going to take a paintbrush now and spread that. Gotta hold it somewhere here. we're just going to spread that glue right out, the Elmer's glue, or any school glue. You can get the Dollar Tree school glue. That works just as well. I just happen to have this. We're also going to do the sides. Make sure that we get the whole frame inside and out. And I might need a little more glue because we want this to be pretty thick. I'm trying to think of an example of the thickness I'm trying to tell you that you would want. Like if you were putting on wallpaper, if you've ever done that, you want kind of that thickness of the glue on your frame. If you need more glue, just grab some more and put it on. And I think I have enough here to do the whole job. It's a little hard here with the one hand because, you know, I've got a bad thumb here. But it just looks harder because I'm doing it. Alright, that's pretty good. We're going to let this dry up a little bit. Make sure you have all your frame. Alright, so let's dry that up a little bit. I'm going to wipe off my hands. We're going to let this sit for a second. And my daughter is texting me, so I'm going to check on her. And then this is going to dry just a little bit. And then we're going to be back and watch the magic happen. Okay. So our Elmer's glue is pretty dry. It is a little bit tacky in some places. So that's kind of what we want. If you put your finger in it, you could pull a little bit of the glue up tacky. You know, if you go like this, it's like that with Elmer's glue. So it's just about dry. So now we're going to take our, I think I'll just use the brush that we had glue in. And I'm just going to put a little bit of my, of my white paint on the cap here. I'm telling you. And then we're just going to brush it on. And it can get a little messy, so have fun with that if you like the messy part of crafting. So we're just going to dab our brush in and start brushing on our paint. And remember, we're going to also distress this a little bit with our, let's go down the side here while we have it. We'll do all one side at a time. We're going to distress it with our sanding block as well. So don't worry if you're not getting a whole full coverage, because we don't need full coverage. We're going to be uncovering it too. So let's get the globs off of there. So you know, you're just going for a little bit of heaviness in some places and less in other places. But we are going to uncover a lot of this with our sanding block too. So what's going to happen, why we're putting glue under this, is because when we dry this, I actually went a little heavy with my white paint right there. So I'm just going to rub a little of that off. Okay, because it's a little heavy. I'm having a hard time holding my frame still because of my thumb. You know, you need a thumb. Look at me, I'm putting it right back on. I didn't like it, I guess. All right, let's try that one more time. All right, so that's what we're going to do. Now, did we get all our sides? We got all our sides pretty good. Now we're going to dry it, and you are going to see it crackle. Let me move my camera real quick. Okay, it is already starting to crackle on its own, so I hope you can see here what I'm doing. I'm going to dry it up, and you'll see what's going to happen is that glue underneath of the white paint is going to crackle our top coat. It usually comes out so beautiful. I love that we can see a little of the, don't really want to touch it yet. I love that we can see a little bit of the black. Let me see if I can show you up close here. You see what's happening? See that crackle? Okay, that's what I mean. It's getting messy because it's wet in some places. So you just have to keep drying it and letting it do its crackle. And it depends on how heavy your coat of glue is. It depends on how heavy your paint coat is. All the things matter. But the more it dries, the more it will crackle. Love the crackle. I absolutely, you don't have to buy Crackle paint. You can just do it right here in your own little craft room, in your own home with Elmer's glue or any school glue. Any school glue will do this magic. All right, let me finish drying this up. And because you guys don't want to have to watch paint dry, right? But let me give you one more quick look at what's happening here to our frame. Can you see the crackle effect? Whoops. See that? All right, it's still very wet. So I am going to finish drying this to save time, and I'll show you the technique when we get back. Okay, look at our frame, you guys. Is that cool or what? Look at the crackle on that. I hope that's coming across nice on the big screen if you guys are watching this in something bigger than a telephone maybe. All right, let me cover up the white paint before we have terrible spillage. And then I'm going to take my sanding block and just zhuzh this up. I want some of the black showing. I want to do my corners. I don't want to get rid of all of my crackle, but I do want to show some of the black. So I'm going to just zhuzh it up like this. Can you see what I'm doing here? I'm going to just take some color off in some places, but not all of my places. You know me, I hate the sound of sanding, but sometimes it's very, very necessary. So I want to get a little of the black, dig down, get a little black here. I like that distressed look a lot. Now, if you don't like that distressed look, listen, what I do for crafts is not for everyone, and I understand that. This is definitely my bag, but I try to do something for everyone. You know, I want to do a little bit of farmhouse and a little bit of whimsy and a little bit of primitive. You know, I have to enjoy the craft too. So I do, though. I love crafting. I enjoy everything I create. All right, so let's just give this, I'm bending down my little prongs here. Let's just zhuzh this up in a few more places here. And then I like to just go scratch a little bit of that black paint off. This is supposed to look old and weathered and distressed. We're distressing the crap out of it. That's just gonna distress it, distress it, distress it. I want this to look old and distressed and like it came out of Grandma's attic. But that's just the way I like to decorate. So, all right, I think I have it pretty good. Couple pieces here or there. I can't really press down good on it because I'm bending my prongs. All right, that's my distressed frame. I'm going to do a little bit more here. You can see. A little bit more there. And I love this little sanding block because it has those little corners that you can just tilt it and get right into the corners. Love it. All right. I'm going to do a little bit more right here. Bear with me. Bear with me. A little more black. All right, let's wipe this table down and zhuzh up our mat real quick so we can put our, we'll wipe this down a little too. Why not? All right. I love that look. Okay, now let's take all our paintbrushes and put them behind me. Zhuzh up our little mat here. We're going to use this. It's a little bit drier than the Antique Waverly Wax. So this is the Kilns Dark Sealing Wax. It's put out by Kilns, but it's called the Spruce Best Home. I've showed it to you before. I get it at Walmart. And we're just going to zhuzh up our little frame here. You know what? We have to put our, one of these little foam pieces fell off. So let me just glue that on real quick here. Glue gun's falling. I'm just going to put it right back where they had it. And I guess that's to hold it up from the glass or up from the backing, which I like. So now that that's all the same, I'm just going to take my paint, it's really just a stencil brush, and I'm going to just kind of dry brush very, very little on my paper here, just so that it's not stark white. And I'm going to get the edges a little darker. Pick up a little bit more on my bristles. You kind of get a feel for how much you want to put like pressure on your brush when you're dry brushing. You just want your paintbrush to be dry, not wet. And then you just put a little more pressure to get more color. The more pressure, the more color is going to come off your brush. And now I'm just going to go from the inside out to the edges here, just to kind of outline that edge, darken up my edge a little bit. I was one of those girls that when I colored when I was younger, even today, if I do an adult coloring book, which I really don't have time for anymore, but I used to enjoy it, and I would color in the lines first. And we're not going to bother going around the outside edge because the frame is going to hide that. So I'm not really sure if you're going to be able to see much of this, but that's what we did. We just zhuzhed it up. Darkened it up so it's not all stark white. Might as well go a little darker, complete the whole thing. I want to say hi to Gloria. Gloria, I am so sorry. We had a busy day the other day, and I think it was the next day, I saw that you called me, subscriber Gloria from Tampa. So I missed your call, but I will get back to you. Phone calls are my worst thing. I'm so sorry. Okay, now we're all zhuzhed up. Let's put our glass back in our frame. Carefully. And we will wipe this off. Okay, we gotta just pull up. We pressed down all our pegs during this craft, so let's pull those all up. So I want to say hi to Gloria, and I've never heard from my Edith either. I miss you, Edith. I loved having conversations with you. All right, we're gonna put our craft paper in. Oh wait, we're not putting our craft paper in yet. We're gonna put our, we're going to, what are we going to do? We need to put our window cling on our glass first. So I want to use this big truck, the big truck that says Shamrock County. I thought that looked really cute. I love the big red truck, or the big blue truck, or the big green truck, or whatever big truck it is. I can't get this off of here. Okay, here we go. We're gonna put this down in the middle here, down towards the bottom. We'll just center him like so. And the best thing about these little window clings is they stick to the glass awesome. Now we can either do Irish or Happy St. Patrick's Day. I think I'm gonna go with the Happy St. Patrick's Day. If we can get that one off. There we go. Once you kind of get it started. So that's gonna go right there, above it. And then let's just stick a shamrock or something. Here, no, I don't want that. I want that centered. So we might just stick a shamrock in a couple of corners here, because we have them. We'll stick one here, and we will stick one down in here. This is like when we were little and we played with color forms. Do you remember color forms? Okay, so that's our glass piece. Pretty simple. Let's put this down on the floor. Now we're going to flip it over like that and put that down in our glass. Like that. Now we're going to put our backing in. And this backing in. Oh no, look at Jill. We forgot to put our little border in. We got to put our border in. We made it. We want to put it in. Alright, let's put our border in. Oh, our little piece of styrofoam came off over here as well, so I'll just fix that. I think this is cute already. Alright, now I wonder if we put this in here. Would that look dumb? Let's see. Yeah, that would look dumb. I was thinking we could utilize that somewhere. Alright, we're going to put our paper backing on now behind our mat. Alright, here we go. Let's put our pegs down. We'll flip it over. See if we need to zhuzh up our frame anywhere else. Oh, look how cute that is. Look how cute that is, right? I love that. That looks really, really cute. All right, so I'm not going to make a hanger, but I am going to take this little gnome that came off of their Dollar Tree little beaded garland. I am going to take him and just glue him down to the corner down here. And then put a little bow on his hat. Just to give it a little dimension. We're going to just stick him down right there. We're going to, it's going to be difficult. Maybe I already have a little bow made. Do I? Because it's hard with the thumb. Do I have a bow? I don't. So we're just going to bear with my thumb and make a bow. It'll just take us a second. All right, here's, oh, can't use that piece. Oh, can't use that piece. That's too short. All right, let's cut a piece. Let's cut. That's really not what I'm looking for. All right, we're just going to use this. This one has toggles on it. I hate to use those, but we'll cut those off. But I'm just gonna make a bow as best I can with my thumb. I might not be able to be really, truly honest with you. I might have to use teeth and everything. It might get ugly. Do it. I can't do it. I don't have a bow. All right, let's get some bigger jute and do it again. How about this piece? Let's just get the jute, shall we? I gotta have a little bow on here. What do we have to do, Dad's over here? He needs a bow. He's got to have a bow. We've got to do a bow. We're going to just take as much of this as we need and make a bow. Not my strength, but yours, Lord. Look, I did it. All right, see, we just have to be patient. All right, we have to make it smaller. I don't have the pinchy. You need your pincher grasp. Don't do this at home. All right. Now we are going to put our little bow right on this guy's hat so we can hide his little hole in his hat right there. And this baby is finished. We're not putting a hanger on it because I'm going to put it on one of those Dollar Tree easels. But look at that frame, would you? Oh my goodness. There's our little gnome. All the cobwebbies. Those are extra. I love how the frame came out. That's really mostly the craft. The craft is the frame. I love it. Can you see? Can you see? Can you see that? I just love how that looks. All right, everybody. This would be really cute with the hanger, though, if you did get the beads, the Dollar Tree beads with the green, 2 different greens and the white bead garland that came with this little gnome. It has this little tassel at the other end, I believe. Those beads would be a cute little hanger for this, but I'm going to present this to the doctor's office on a little easel. But you could always hang it. It came with the hanger, so you could always hang it as well. So that'll do it. Now listen, if you are not subscribed, you want to hit that subscribe button. Ring the bell if you want YouTube to let you know each and every time I upload a new video, which is usually every night at 7, except I got a hair in my eye, except for Sundays. Saturday, follow me over on on Facebook. I do a live craft at 7 p.m. over there. I'd love to have you join me. Make sure you say hi to me and that you're following me from YouTube so that I know that you are hearing me and reaching me, and or I'm reaching you. And then make sure you hit that thumbs up button. That really helps our girls channel. And love to talk to you in the comments. And until I see you again, be good and do good. Bye now.